This is my April 2026 geopolitical report for Indonesia. Indonesia has spent this month balancing between the US and China. They have moved closer to the US in defense and trade cooperation, while they have maintained their strong economic ties to China. Indonesia has tried to stay neutral when it comes to the global powers, but I think there will always be a slight preference for the US. This neutrality is nothing new because they have had this stance since the Cold War. Indonesia controls the Malacca Strait and it has a large nickel reserve. It is likely that Jakarta will become more important to the US in the coming years, especially when the current US administration is trying to find new supply chains. Indonesia has raised concerns over China's actions around the North Natuna Sea. Jakarta has viewed this as a major security concern, but the government has no way to deal with this situation. The average Indonesian wants to keep their sovereignty over this region, but the government wants to stay on China's good side. It is unclear if a future conflict will break out over this issue, but the US government would likely support Indonesia if something does happen. The crisis in the Middle East has elevated Indonesia's global status. Indonesia plays a major role in global energy security. 70% of East Asia's energy and trade goes through Indonesia. This crisis has deepened ties between Indonesia and Australia, which is fascinating when you consider the history between these two states. But one other thing that should be noted is that Jakarta is using this opportunity to become more self-sufficient when it comes to food. I do not know many states that are currently doing this. Trade negotiations between the US and Indonesia are in positive territory this month. Washington was able to decrease Indonesian tariffs, and Jakarta has gained more access for exports, which means you could see some more Indonesian coffee and palm oil on the shelves at some point. This concludes my April 2026 geopolitical report for Indonesia. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic day or night.